8. Oh. Use the quadratic function to answer the following questions. Use the vertex formula to determine the vertex. The vertex is what? So how do you find the vertex?
Negative b divided by 2a.
That's true. So negative b over 2a, which is your x value, opposite of 11 over 2 times negative 5. So what is that? That's an ugly number, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Well, it's 11 over 10. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
How do I find the y value that goes with it? What'd you say?
You gotta plug that in for like the x's.
Yeah, we got to plug that in. So we've got negative 5 times 11 over 10 squared plus 11 times 11 over 10 plus 11. Time to let the calculator do the work here. Do you use a handheld calculator or do you use Desmos?
I use Desmos.
Okay, all right. So it says type in ordered pair. So I'm going to have an ordered pair. Now the first one, 11 over 10. What'd you get for the second part?
17.5.
Did you mean 0.05?
0.05.
All right, let's see if it takes my answer here, because it's got like a fraction and a decimal mixed. So hey, it did. Okay, sometimes it wants only decimals or only fractions, so I didn't know what it would do there.
Okay, so for the vertex, is it negative b divided by 2a, and
Yeah,
then like you get the
and
answer.
I would make sure that you use parentheses around the bottom. However, I will say this. If you're using Desmos Scientific to do this, it always creates a vertical fraction. So you don't have to worry about the parentheses on the bottom. It's people that do it like negative 11 divided by 2 times negative 5. If they're doing it on a handheld calculator and it's all horizontal, they definitely have to have parentheses. But if you're using Desmos, you won't have to worry. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And did that answer your question?
Yeah, and then just so like the negative b divided by 2a is the
Yep.
x, and then put it in for the
Yep.
x's, and the answer is y.
Yep. Thank you very much. That is exactly what you found. You're exactly right. This over here, remember, f of x, that's a fancy way to say y. So does the graph open up or open down?
Up.
Well,
Oh, down, because it's negative 5.
negative 5. There you go. You are correct. What is the equation of the axis of symmetry? X equals what? You've already figured it out. It's on screen right now.
So 11 over 10.
You got it. 11 over 10. Find the y-intercept. Okay. So you have to plug in a 0 for x, don't we? So what
Yeah.
is negative 5 times 0 squared plus 11 times 0 plus 11?
$11.
That's right, it is. sketch the graph. So it needs to open down. So it can't be B or D. And it has to go through at 11. Well, that could be that one, or it could be that one. So far I can't rule it out. Now, which way did the vertex go? Did it go to the right or to the left?
The right.
Correct. Which means it has to be this one right here. You can always click on a smaller version, but it opens down. It crosses through at 11, and the vertex went to the right. Does that help with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Kept thinking we were going to be done with this question, but man, it just keeps going. State the domain and range in interval notation. All right, so what's the domain? Or a picture on the far left.
Wait.
If you smash the whole graph down onto the x-axis, how much of the x-axis gets covered? If that does not make any sense to you, what I just said, we could go to Desmos, graphing calculator, y equals negative 5x squared plus 11x. Now, the goal is to smash the entire graph onto the x-axis. How much of the x-axis is covered by some red dot?
All of it?
All of it. So how do I say that? How do I come back here and say all of it? Don't we say things like negative infinity to what?
Positive infinity?
You got it. No stop at all. Or no stopping point in that domain. Now the range, that is not going to be negative infinity to infinity. If I go back and look at my original picture, so here's my original picture, but this time I'm going to smash the whole graph onto the y-axis. How much of the y-axis did we cover? Well, not the whole thing.
Probably to like about 15-ish.
Okay. Looks like it goes up higher than that. Right? You can see it goes higher than 15, right? 16,
17.
17, maybe?
Yeah.
Is it exactly 17?
17.05.
There you go. Oh. It goes from negative infinity up to 17.05. But it's not a parenthesis. It's a bracket on that side. Why is it a bracket?
Because like it stops at a certain point.
Right, it actually includes 17.05. So we have to include it. We have to use that bracket. Hey, we finally made it through that question. Okay, how does the value of a in the function affect its graph when compared to the graph of the quadratic parent function? Does it get more narrow or more wide?
Wide.
It gets more wide. Does it open up or open down?
Down.
So I need to select both of these. How does the value of a in the function affect its graph when compared to the graph? Okay, what do you think when it's a 3?
It'd be wide.
I don't think it'll be
Oh wait,
wider.
narrow.
It'll be more narrow because it'll be nice and tall.
And then opens upward.
Yep. That is true. Whoa, what do you mean it's incorrect? The graph opens upward, yes. It is narrower. Well, it's a vertical stretch, so of course it would be narrower. Oh, gotta pay attention. In what ways is the graph different? I know that it is narrower. That is true. But the original and the parent function both open upward, so that's not a difference since they're both the same.
Yeah.
So even though it's true, the graph does open upward, so does the original one. That's why. Identify the vertex. Okay. So, what do you got?
So
Here's the same equation. Does that help?
yeah, I just need to like. Would it be just like 0?
Remember your whole opposite of b over 2a?
Yeah.
So the opposite of 0 over 2 times 1.
Oh yes.
What does that equal to?
0.
Yeah. So you and I both know that the first value is a 0. What about the second value?
Six.
6 it is. That is true. Good job. Axis of symmetry. Now this time they didn't type x equals. So they're forcing me to type x equals. X equals what?
0.
Yep. Okay. Question 25. Determine the quadratic function of this form whose graph is given on the right. Do you know any information from the picture?
That h is positive 2.
Well, h is actually negative 2, but I do know what you mean. Because if you put a double negative inside the parentheses, doesn't it turn into a positive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What goes on the outside for k?
8.
Now we need to figure out what the a value is. Do you have any other points on the graph that you could plug in?
0, 4.
Okay. So What you just told me to do is plug in a 0 for x and a 4 for y. How many a's are in this blue box? How many a's?
1,
Nope. Figure out what's in the parentheses first. What is 0 plus 2?
2,
Square that. What do you get?
4.
So you just told me there's 4 a's in that box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do I solve this question? Come
Put
on.
4 in for A.
No, we need to solve that for A. What do we want to do, or how do we want to do that? You know how to solve.
Did you subtract the 8?
Subtract the 8. Good job.
Okay.
Oh, now what?
Divide by -4.
I would divide by positive 4
Oh, +4.
because that's what's in front of the A. Now that does give me an A value of -1. So now see how we put the -1 in front?
Yeah.
Now I can actually write -1, or I can just leave a negative sign and we all know that it's -1. Incorrect. What did I type wrong? Determine the quadratic function of the graph of the form.
Wait, is there 1 in there?
Hold on. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4a plus 8. Subtract 8. I get -4. Divide by 4, I get -1. Okay. Give me your thought. What
I don't know. Does the 1 have to be in there for the?
No, it does not. If that's the issue, I'll be very shocked. Substitute the given values of the vertex HK, then use a non-vertex point to solve the resulting equation for A. We did that.
And then
0 plus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4, so that's 4A. We subtracted the 8. Four minus 8 is -4. And then we divided by +4 and got -1. Okay, I am really not following what I did wrong here. That's okay. So they're going to get -6 for their A value, and then they can write their equation. Oh, well, they already got the f of x equals. I'm a little bit lost on why that. I mean, I guess maybe I can check to see if there's like a space. Sometimes, like, people accidentally put a space in there, and you're like, oh, I didn't realize that was there. Correct answer, -3. Did I miss a negative sign? Look what I did wrong. Look at that right there. What's in front of that 4?
-4.
Yeah, you can't tell because it's so
Uh,
tiny.
it's like almost on the line.
Right. And so you couldn't see it, and I didn't pay attention to the fact that it was underneath the. Okay, okay. All right, we'll try that again. Similar question. This time we're going to get it right. I was going to say, man, I was like, how in the world did we get that one wrong? Okay. So, we don't know what A is. We do know that that's a -3 squared and a +8. And so what are we plugging in? We're plugging in 0, -19.
Yeah.
Okay, now help me out with this. How many A's do we have in this red box? How many A's? Figure out what the parentheses are doing.
Would it be 9?
That is exactly what it is, sir. I highlight this red box because you need to understand that it's not just like 1A. I get kids, you know what I really do? I get kids that do this. Tell me what this person did wrong. How did they get 17 A's? What did they accidentally do that's completely wrong?
They add the 8.
Yeah, they added the 9 and the 8 together. So I put that red box around that so that you know that those two things don't get added together. So now I'm doing this equation right here. I'm going to move the 8 over to the other side. That's going to give me -27 equals 9A. And then we're going to divide by 9. What do we get for A?
-4. 3.
-3. So now we know exactly what we have a -3. And then we have an x -3 squared. And on the outside of that, +8. Does that make sense now that we actually use the correct sign?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So wait, so for the to get the -19.
Yep.
Wait, I kind of how'd you get that? Oh, from that.
So the
Okay, that
coordinate
coordinate.
is down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that one good?
Yeah.
Okay. Use the vertex formula to determine, we want to find the vertex. So how do I do that? 7 more
So
parts. Wow. What do
you
we start
do
out with?
a -4 divided by 2 times 1/2.
Yep. What is that?
-4.
Yes, it is. So the vertex starts out -4. You figure out the y value.
-3.
That is correct, -3. Yep, you're just plugging that value in. Does the graph open up or open down?
Up.
Opens up. That's true. What's the equation of the axis of symmetry, the line that cuts it in half?
-4.
X equals -4. That's true. Oops. How do I find the y-intercept? What do I plug in for x?
0.
0. So what do I get when I plug in 0 for x?
5.
Yep. Now, the reason it says I'm wrong, what does it say in the instructions? Type an integer or fraction. I went with the whole coordinate. I should have just typed 5 like you said.
Okay.
So I just typed it in wrong. Had the right answer, just wasn't paying attention to the way they asked for the answer to be given. All right, so which one of those pictures is it? Is it A or D? A or D?
A.
What does this -4 tell me? Does it tell me that the graph went to the left or to the right?
Left.
So which one out of A or D, which one went to the left?
D.
Yep. But you can tell based on that first part of the coordinate or the vertex. Okay, so what's the domain for letter choice D? Remember the idea of smashing the whole graph down on the x-axis?
Yeah, so would it be
It's the same all the time
uh
for this
so
one.
-infinity, comma infinity?
Yep, you got it. Oops. What about the range? Look back at picture letter choice D. Here, I'll blow it up a little bit bigger. What's the range? What's the lowest point?
-3.
Actually, yeah.
So
It goes from -3 and goes up, 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 up.
to 5 or to infinity?
Ah, to infinity. That's right. So we want a bracket, -3, comma, infinity, parenthesis. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so what's the vertex?
So that way would the A be X or 1?
No, the A is not the first part of the vertex.
So it's just 0.
Well, there is a 0 out here, and that is the second part of the vertex. So
So
you're right about that. But what is the first part of the vertex? The part that goes with the X.
-61.
Well, you're close. It is +61. remember, on the inside, it looks backwards of our common sense. So I know that you see x minus 61 inside there, but the reality is it's positive 61 because it goes to the right to make up for the minus.
Okay.
Now, I didn't get that one wrong because look what it says. Type in ordered pair.
Yeah.
They didn't say just type a number. The axis of symmetry, x equals,
61.
you got it. On what interval is the function increasing?
0.
So I guess you would be picking one of these over here. But so are you saying 0, 0, 0?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a very, very wide interval, is it?
No.
Oh, you know what? Hold on a brief second. So they want an answer that looks like one of these. Either -2 to -1, or -1 to 0, or 0 to 1, or 1 to 2. Okay, we know that this is a parabola, right?
Yeah.
We know the parabola does like this. It has to open up, and the fact that it's a 0.1 means it's going to be wide and flat. Still opens up, just wide and flat. Which section looks like it's going up, 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 up? Isn't that this section over here?
Yeah.
So, shouldn't it be? Oh, it says simplify your answer, type in inequality. I don't like that for this one because I want you guys to get used to interval notation, but x, are we going to use, for this blue circled area over here, are we going to use greater than or equal to 0?
Yeah, greater than or equal to 0.
Okay, so x is greater than or equal to 0. Since they said type in inequality, that's what we want. As function is increasing, when the function values increase as, ooh, maybe, oh, nope, nope, nope. I know my problem. It's not equal to 0, it's just greater than 0. That's the issue. Everything from 0 to the right. Okay, the part that's decreasing.
So it'd be,
Wouldn't it be this part over here?
yeah.
All right, so what should I put in the or in the bracket? Or the box?
Y.
It's got to be an interval, right?
Yeah.
We know that the right side of the interval, oh, they don't want interval notation.
Wait, they want
They
the
wanted
integer?
x is less than 0.
Less. Okay.
So greater than 0 would be increasing, less than 0 would be decreasing. Ooh. Okay, that takes care of that one. 29, find the vertex of the graph of the quadratic function. Determine whether the graph opens up or down. Find any intercepts. Sketch the graph. Okay. Okay. You find the vertex, and I will find the vertex. And we'll see if we get the same result.
I got -1.
I did not get -1 for the first part.
Oh wait, I only found none.
You got to find the first part of the vertex, and then you have to plug it in to find the second part of the vertex. Did you do your opposite of b over 2a?
Yeah, I got 1 for that.
Okay, good. So now we know the first part. Now find the second part. I'm gonna go grab something out of the kitchen. I'll be right back. So
Okay.
finish that up, and we'll see what we get. I did get 1, and then I got a -1 and a -11 plus 2. I got a -9.
Okay, so I didn't. Yeah, that was my second option because I didn't know for the like it says -x² if I kept or put that negative away. Like
So see how I did it, where I put the 1 in parentheses and I put the negative on the front?
yeah.
That is exactly what I need to do. And
Okay.
your calculator, so the first one will be -1, that's +2, and then when you add -10, you'll end up with -9. So 1, comma, -9. Does this thing open up or down?
Down.
Opens down. Yep. Okay, what's the next part? Oh, you gotta hit next. Okay, gotcha. We'll continue. Find any x-intercepts of the graph. How do we find x-intercepts?
Uh, um,
What do we have to plug in for y to find an x-intercept?
0.
Yeah. Now, when you do that, could we push everything over to the other side of the equation? If we do, wouldn't it look like this?
Yeah.
Positive x squared minus 2x and a positive 10. Now, why would I want to do that? What am I trying to get ready to do?
Subtract or like
If I did this, what do you think I'm trying to remind you to do?
um
I bet it's not even possible. It's not even possible to do. I was going to factor it, but I don't think you can factor it. So, have you guys talked about something called the quadratic formula?
I don't think so.
Find the vertex of the graph of the function. Oh. Wait just a second. This thing opens down. Oh, okay. Wait a sec. The graph, we said 1, -9 was the vertex, and then this thing opened down. Why am I choosing choice B?
Because it like goes off the graph.
Yeah, so
Right.
in other words, it never touches the x-axis. We can see from the picture. We found our vertex, 1, -9, and then we realized the whole graph opened down. So it was never going to hit the x-axis. How do I find the y-intercept? There is a y-intercept. Where does it cross the y-axis?
But put 0 in for x.
We do want to plug 0 in for x. What do we get when we plug 0 in for x?
-10.
You got it, -10. Forgot my negative. They asked me to type in ordered pairs, so 0, -10. Now they want me to graph it. So we want a parabola. Man, those coordinates are kind of small. So 1, -9. And you said 0, -10. See how all I needed were 2 points?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, it's not even on the graph. That's weird. Weird that I can't even see. Oh, I have to scroll down. That's why. Makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what in the world? What do I have to do? Review progress?
No, this is just like it doesn't tell you if you're right or wrong until you submit it, I think.
Okay, do I have to go back? I need to go. Oh, this question is the last question. Sorry, I forgot. I thought we were done. And I was going to say, are we going back to get those other two? What value of b completes this function?
So it would be
I'm kind of
negative.
lost what they mean by completes the function. Do you know what they mean by that?
Well, I don't really know like how to like if I put them in, like how does that like complete it
I
or
don't know. I'm literally going, okay, what do they mean by this? Completing it. Now, if I put in let's suppose A is the right answer. I can take a 3 out, which would give me x squared plus 6x plus 8. Now, that does mean it's factorable because I can do x plus 4, x plus 2. So I'm kind of tempted to use that one. But if it was minus 18, okay, so if it was 3x squared minus 18x plus 24, we'd have 3x squared minus 6x plus 8, which is 3x minus 4x minus 2. So that one works. And if we had 3x squared plus 6x plus 24, and took a 3 out, that'd be x squared plus 2x plus 8, which would be 3. Oh, that one does not work because you can't find factors of 8 that add up to 2. And I bet if we make that a negative, you couldn't do the other one either, so I'm going to say that those two are out. I don't understand how I'm supposed to choose between. What value of b completes the function? I'm going to go with A and see what happens. You said that one doesn't tell you what.
Yeah, so we can go.
So we got a couple more that we need to figure out. Here's 17. Write a quadratic function to model the vertical motion for each situation.
So
Then
I
we
know how to
want
do this,
what?
and then it was like the next part, like how to find the maximum height. I didn't know.
Okay, all right. Well, tell me what to do for this.
So it'd be negative 16 squared
T squared.
t
Yep.
squared plus 78t
Yep.
plus 9.
Good. I'll show you exactly what I would do. First, I would find the time, the opposite of b, over 2 times a. So that becomes 78 over 32, which is 2.4375 seconds. What am I supposed to do with that number to find the maximum height? This is the amount of time it took to get to the maximum height.
Do you plug in for t?
That's exactly what I do. Now, if I had this in my calculator already, I would use the answer feature on my calculator to make sure I don't have to retype. That's what I would do. In fact, that's what I will do here right now. Negative 16, parenthesis, answer, squared, plus 78, parenthesis, answer, plus 9. I got 104. Type an integer or a decimal. I got 104.0625. Is this what you got?
Yeah, I think you just type that in and then.
Okay. And that would be in feet. Okay. Most of the time they don't. They say things like round to the nearest tenth, round to the nearest hundredth. So I was a little bit confused. I thought, they really want me to type in the entire decimal? Write the function in standard form. Okay, what do we do first?
The x minus 2 squared.
That's right. So focus your attention right there.
So it would be 4.
If you need to do a box on the side, do a box on the side.
So, and then. Wait, the x's are kind of getting me confused because, like.
Okay? So we get x squared minus 2x, and a plus 4.
Yeah.
See how these two can be added together?
Yeah, so then it'd be negative 4x.
Yes. So that's where I got this part inside the parentheses. Now the 0.4 on the outside needs to get multiplied times all the three things on the inside, so that would be 0.4 x squared minus 1.6x plus 1.6 minus 0.1. So what is my final answer?
4x squared
0.4x squared.
minus 0.1. Oh, wait.
It looks like minus 1.6x
Minus 1.6x plus 1.5.
plus 1.5. Nice. Nice how you added those two terms at the very end.
And
Yeah.
then, wait,
Looks like we answered them all.
yeah, can you go to like maybe start at like 5?
Yep.
And then I just want to make sure like the ones I didn't get, see if I was right. I got them right.
That's a good idea. What value of b completes the function? What in the world do they mean by this? Value of b that completes the function. You said it was 4? So x squared plus 4x plus 2. What do we mean by completes the function? Do you have that written in your notes somewhere? That
No,
phrase?
he said in class that like this kind of question won't be on that quiz.
Okay. I'm not see it just doesn't make sense to me what kind of now if I look at the other answer choices, maybe that'll help me. But see, they're 8, -8, -4. That just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I'm a little bit lost on that one because I'm really not sure what they mean by completes the function. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to find the answer to this. Find the value of b that completes this function. We need more information about what completing the function means in this context. See, I didn't need it. ChatGPT doesn't know what it means either. Okay. Typically, completing the square is a common task when dealing with quadratic functions. If that's what you're referring to, we can rewrite the quadratic like that. However, if you're looking for a value of b that satisfies some condition, like the function being a perfect square, I really do. I really am kind of lost on what they're asking me for.
Yeah.
I would really have to know more information so that I could be able to tell you what that means. Huh. Yeah, I'm really not sure. So let's just say it's not a very common thing, whatever it is that they're asking me for. If not, if it is a common thing, it would really be nice if they would communicate a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna